Have you ever worked extremely hard for something in life, just for it to be taken away in an instant? Suffered great physical pain and agony, or even experienced the loss of a loved one, despite living an honest life and being the best person you possibly can in life, while seeing people who live a wicked and sinful life thrive and still have everything going well for them? This is the story of Job, a man who had everything and then suddenly lost it all. Job was a wealthy and pious man living in the land of Uz. He was upright, feared God, and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 donkeys, and had a large number of servants, and he was the greatest of all the people of the East. Job chapter 1, 1 through 3. One day, Satan appeared before God, who pointed out Job's faithfulness. Satan argued that Job was faithful only because God had blessed him abundantly. God allowed Satan to test Job's righteousness by taking away his wealth and children. Consequently, Job's oxen, donkeys, and camels were stolen or destroyed, his servants killed, and his 10 children died when a wind collapsed the house they were in. Despite these calamities, Job did not sin or blame God. Instead, he tore his robe, shaved his head, fell to the ground in worship, and said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." Job chapter 1, 20 through 21. Satan then challenged God again, suggesting that if Job's health were compromised, he would surely curse God. God permitted Satan to afflict Job's body with painful sores from head to toe. Job sat in ashes, scraping himself with a piece of pottery. Job chapter 2, 7 through 8. Even then, Job did not sin in what he said. Job chapter 2:10. 3 friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, came to comfort Job. Initially, they sat in silence, seeing his great suffering. The dialogue that follows, spanning several chapters, Job chapter 3:31, involves the friends arguing that Job must have sinned to suffer so greatly and urging him to repent. Job maintained his innocence and integrity throughout, lamenting his misfortune and pleading for understanding of his undeserved sufferings. Job lamented his birth and the day he was born. Job chapter 3, 1 through 26. He insisted on his righteousness and longed for an audience with God to argue his case. Job chapter 13, 15 through 18. Throughout this time, Job expressed both his confusion at his unmerited sufferings, but never lost his faith and trust in God. A younger man, Elihu, eventually spoke up, criticizing both the friends for failing to prove Job wrong and Job for justifying himself rather than God. Elihu emphasized God's justice and majesty. Job chapter 32, 37. Finally, God answered Job out of a whirlwind. He questioned Job, highlighting the limits of human understanding and the vastness of divine wisdom. Job chapter 38, 1 through Job chapter 41, 34. God's questions and descriptions of his mighty works underscored his supreme power and the human incapacity to comprehend divine ways. Job responded by acknowledging God's omnipotence and his own ignorance, repenting in dust and ashes. Job chapter 42, 1 through 6. God declared Job had spoken rightly about him, unlike his friends. As a result, God restored Job's fortunes, giving him double as much as before, which included 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and even 1,000 donkeys. Also, new children, 7 sons and 3 daughters. Job chapter 42, 10 through 13. Nowhere in all the land were there found women as beautiful as Job's daughters. and their father granted them as inheritance along their brothers. Job chapter 42:15. Job lived 140 years after his trials, seeing 4 generations of his descendants. Job chapter 42:16 through 17. Job's story challenges us to consider the nature of suffering and faith. Job's unwavering faith in God serves as a beacon for all who endure suffering. Oftentimes, people assume or even accuse us that bad things are happening to us only because we are not living right and we need to change our ways. Just because we are Christians, it does not suddenly mean we will never experience adversity or trials and tribulations in our lifetime. The book of Job shows us that though we may not know why we are experiencing harsh times, God will never forsake us, and He is always there by our side as long as we never lose faith. Job had it all, then lost it all in an instant, but not one time did his faith waver in God, and because of this, he was blessed twofold. Thanks for watching, and may God bless you. I hope you've learned about this story and can apply this message to your everyday life. Please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as well as please respect the opinions or others. To follow along and be notified for more biblical stories, please like and subscribe. Thank you.